Hello, I'm Proffit coming to you this evening. I hope each and every one of you are having a great evening. As you can see, we are moving toward nightfall, and overnight, most of us here in southern West Virginia and throughout the state of West Virginia are expected to see some wintry weather. Now, where you are, it will make a difference what type and how much wintry weather that you see. What I have here is the National Weather Service's forecast, but I've also been forecasting myself, and I've also been watching some local TV stations forecasts, as well as some other online forecasters and meteorologists. So I'm going to give you my take on all of it. So according to the National Weather Service, and this is for Oceana, now this event is very tricky, and so that's probably why you've been hearing all kinds of complicated things, because this is a very tricky forecast. And instead of getting into all of that, I'm just going to give you the best that I can to just give you a forecast. And then, you know, those of you who love science and meteorology, send me a message, or you can look up some of this stuff online. It's very interesting. I will say there's a lot of what we call atmospheric dynamics in this that makes it very interesting, and why it is so hard to forecast. But with that, for the Oceana area, and the farther east you are, the more likely you are to see more of the storm. So, for counties such as Mingo and Logan and McDowell, which also it's a more northern system, you know, you're not looking at as much as Wyoming and Raleigh and Pocahontas and Greenbrier, as well as Mercer, Monroe. But Monroe, you're actually getting a little bit too far south to see this. And some of the other, you know, Fayette, Summers, Boone, you know, you guys are looking at a little bit more than the nose to the west of us, and also for a more extended period of time. Okay, so for Oceana, here's the forecast. And you guys know what I'm going to call the bias for your area. So like for Oceana, if we're getting 3 inches, a lot of times if you're in Raleigh County, because of the elevation, you're going to be seeing more like 5-6 inches. Pocahontas County, those of you at the highest peaks might even get a foot, when those of us in Oceana see maybe 2 inches. So for the Oceana forecast, tonight, a slight chance of rain and snow before 8 p.m., then snow, low around 31, southeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, with gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 90%. Total nighttime snow accumulation 2 to 4 inches possible. So that's tonight. And right there, right below freezing, I've heard a lot of people say that's the perfect time to get a really good snow. And there's some dynamics behind that, and it is absolutely the truth, and part of the reason that this is so difficult. Now tomorrow we're going to start the day with, believe it or not, this will transition into rain before 9 a.m. according to the National Weather Service, hitting a high of 38 tomorrow. Winds dying down a little bit to 8 to 10, still a chance of gusts to 23. Need to keep an eye on potential for power outages. Nothing to panic about at this point, but you know, just something that might happen. But for tomorrow, we're looking at new precipitation amounts between 1/10 and 1/4 of an inch possible. However, the important thing here is, you know, tomorrow we're going to see rain and then snow, sometimes some sleet. And actually, as I'm doing this forecast, I'm starting to feel some precipitation falling on me, and it kind of feels like a mix. So this is an incredibly difficult forecast. I'm going to do my best to give reports as much as possible, so stay safe and keep your eye on all the sources that you have. Be safe, don't panic. It's not time to go buy all the bread, but you know, if you do have something that you need specifically within the next day or two, I would just be on the safe side and go get it. But you don't have to go buy all the toilet paper or all the bread or all the milk. Just what you need for a day or two, you know, if you're in this area where we're not really sure at this point One thing that I will say, I am sure that those of us in West Virginia will see some wintry precipitation, and just how much your particular area gets, it's very tricky, and you guys kind of know your biases based on where you are. Pocahontas County, you guys will see more. Raleigh County, those of us in Wyoming County, this is the National Weather Service official forecast for Oceana. And I've even seen in some cases forecasts for individual counties, such as more western parts of Wyoming County is expected to get less than more eastern parts of the county. So Oceana, Mullins, Pondville, a little bit more than perhaps maybe Brenton and some of the more western parts of the county. So stay safe, and I'll be with you with another report on this page, and also stay tuned to any updates on your local television stations, as well as the National Weather Service online, as well as tons and tons of information that you can find. So be safe. Care of Proffit from Oceana, West Virginia.